You've probably heard about Patreon, and so many different creators across so many different platforms have Patreon, that if the whole purpose of you leaving YouTube or Instagram or any of these social media platforms is to own your own content and to have all 100% control and all of that stuff, going over to Patreon will be no different than being on Instagram, YouTube, or anywhere else. In this video, I'm gonna break down why, in my opinion, I think having your own website through Wix or, Shopify or whatever you want to do is 10 times better than having a Patreon account. If you want to know more about this, then keep on watching. And don't get mad. If you're gonna be mad, just go. Because let's hop into this video. So first things first, Patreon came out around this time, right? And let's say I was actually surprised when I saw so many people jumping on Patreon, because Patreon is not new. Patreon has been around for years, but originally it was only like gamers and streamers and stuff like that were using Patreon. I actually had a Patreon account back a couple of years ago, and what I ended up doing, I ended up shutting down my Patreon account because I still found that I wasn't pocketing 100% of the money. Even though you have, control of the memberships and stuff, and everybody can have different tiers and different things like that, you still do pay Patreon a hosting fee. And bottom line, regardless of how anybody wants to look at it, you do not own that piece of the internet. Physical real estate, and we also have online real estate. And what would be classified as online real estate, you ask? Well, your website. Your website is classified as online real estate. You are the owner of your website. But if you're on Patreon, you do not own that land. You are still renting. The same way that you are renting land on Instagram, you are now renting land over on Patreon, because when somebody goes to search your account, it's going to say www.patreon.com/ then whatever your brand name is or whatever your content name is, but you are still renting an apartment in a building owned by Patreon. So you still have a cap on how much control you have. They do still have control over what type of content they want on their platform, even though, yes, you do have the majority of creative control, right? At the end of the day, it is the same exact thing. It's just packaged in a different bowl. And I want to give you an example of this. This is a creator on YouTube who will remain nameless. I was watching one of their videos, and they headed over to Patreon because they're like, oh my God, now that I'm over here, I'm gonna leave Patreon, I'm gonna leave YouTube because YouTube trying to censor me and try to control what I post. So I'm gonna go over here to Patreon and they're not gonna control me. And then Patreon was like, boo-boo, excuse me, but we don't stand behind your stuff either, so we don't like that either, so you need to control it. They still have creative control. It is not content that you own. But if you have your own website, you can still do all of these things, because what's appealing to you about Patreon? The fact that you can have a different tier system where you have your followers, or your subscribers, your supporters, your fans, whatever you want to call, the people, your tribe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have your tribe, you can give them different levels. I know that it seems like it's like, oh, Patreon is 10 times better than having your own website, because you can have memberships, and you can have private groups, and you can have private lives, and you can have, all of these different chats. And listen, you can do everything that you can do on Patreon on your own website. Now, I've been using Wix my entire career, so I'm just gonna go speaking on Wix, but I know that there are a couple of different other website hosting platforms that have the same capabilities. So if you've went ahead and stuck through, I'm sure you want to see exactly what you can do. I can pocket 100% of the money, and now the only thing that I pay obviously is like the processing fee for the credit card companies, or you know what I'm saying, the credit card processing fee. That's all I pay, but there's no fee, credit card processing fee, and the fee for Patreon, their percentage, and then I pocket the money. No, 100% of whatever I do goes directly to my pocket, and it is very easy to do. Websites like Wix make it so easy. So this is one of the first portals. Now, on Patreon, most people are so in love with Patreon simply because on Patreon, you can do your own hosting, your own video hosting, where you can have different level tier systems and you can have all of your content away from Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, and you can control it. So you won't get messages like the message that you saw me going over at the beginning of this video, unless of course you're doing something outrageous, right? But it has different level tier systems. We're going to get to the tier systems and the way that you can set it up like Patreon in a second, but first I want to show you the inside of my portal. So I have 3 different tier systems, right? So with those 3 different tier systems, firstly, this is this place where all of my video content lives. All of these video contents you will never see on YouTube or Instagram, across any other platform that I have, right? You just won't see it anywhere except for on this platform. And we can keep going. There is a lot of content on here, guys, right? But I own all of this content, right? So I don't have to worry about views and things of that nature. But one thing that you will also notice is a lot of them have different things. So you see this one says Guru Elite, Guru VIP. So let me explain to you what that is. Here next, you can go to channels. So right now I only have 3 channels, but I can create as many channels as I would like. And these 3 channels are linked to my tier systems within Guru. And Guru is what I call my own online portal, right? So the base level is Guru 101, and this membership is $9.99 a month. And with their $9.99, they get their own channel as well, right? But the videos on here are pretty basic. And when I say basic, I don't mean like they're they don't have that much value, but it's only certain types of videos that are on Guru 101 on our basic $9.99 membership. But they do have something else that comes with, which we'll get to in a second. But this is the video portion of my tier system. We'll get to what else everyone gets, right? So when we are inside of this portal, this is the video portal for the basic $9.99 membership, right? So then as we keep moving along, let's say you go ahead and upgrade to Guru Elite. With Guru Elite, you will have access to the blog, which we will go over in a second, and Cyn Doll TV that you just looked at, as well as Guru Elite. Now, Guru Elite has videos that Guru 101 does not have. All right. So this is where anytime I go live, actually another thing that's going to be converted to over here as well. Anytime I go live on YouTube, the live replays will no longer be on YouTube. They will only be on Guru Elite. All right. And something I did forget to mention, another thing that I will be doing very soon is adding all of the videos, my older silk press videos, because that's just not your girl no more. I'll be adding that along to the Cyn Doll TV, right? For Guru 101, our basic $9.99 membership. But the Guru Elite, this is the next level up, right? And Guru Elite gets everything that Guru 101 gets, plus this video tier, right? But then Guru VIP, this is my top level tier, and this one is the one that's $19.99 a month. And here you get crazy video content, you guys. Like, I have so many videos on here, and not only do you have videos on here, but you can ask questions, and the questions that you ask lead into blog posts that are on Guru One-on-One, which is a whole nother part of the platform that we are going to soon. That is the portion of my blog post, right? But here you see different content that no one will ever see on my YouTube, and is updated all the time, and they always own this content. They can come back as long as they have their membership. They can come back and watch this whenever they want. My next question for you: have you ever thought about doing a course? Most people think that they have to go straight to Teachable. People think that they have to go to Teachable or Thinkific and different things like that to create a course. And again, when you're on Thinkific, when you're on Teachable, they're great, but at the same time, you are still sharing your profits. And I was on Teachable before too, and Teachable is great, but let's say you want to do a cheaper lesson. Let's say you want to do something that's like $10. Well, guess what? With you doing that $10, you are barely making any money, because Teachable is taking a piece of the commission. You're going to pay a processing fee and a hosting fee on Teachable, versus doing an online course or a fitness challenge or a personal coaching or a nutrition plan or a fresh start. You have so many different options. But let's say you want to start a course, right? Here we go right here. All you would do is click on online course, and then they draw them out for you. So you have your options, right? So let's say you want to do like baking, right? I'm just going to throw that one out there, right? So they already have the templates done for you guys. All right. Obviously you're going to want to go in there, make edits and things of that nature. But for example, if I was to click on edit and edit this, what would happen is it would give me the ability to change this around and add different portals and add certain things. So for example, like this is the information that's already there, right? But you could go in here and change things out, word things yourself. Then it creates different sections. You will go ahead and do the same exact thing that you can do on Teachable or Thinkific. All of those things are here in this portal. And I know a lot of people sleep on Wix, because so many people are like, oh, Shopify and WordPress and stuff like that. And it's cool, but I really love Wix because they have so much going on in a good way, and everything is so simple. It's like really easy, like that drag and drop type of feel. So this is why I am a Wix girl all the way, because it just makes it so easy. Like, again, just picture this. This is all of the content. If you were a person that enjoyed baking or anything like that. So look, peep game. So this is the portion right here. This is the portion where you write, right? Hi, it's me. So this is the portion where you will write, but you can also add video here. So let's say you go ahead and have different lessons or like different pieces of webinars or whatnot, and you could go ahead and upload it directly from YouTube straight here. Right? So that is something freaking amazing. And then once you upload it here, it may play like a little snippet of YouTube at the very beginning, but it won't even show YouTube. It won't show the views, the like count, nothing like that, because it's just the way that the video is able to get there, right? But if you are a person who's been on Thinkific or Teachable, everything is exactly the same. You can add GIFs, you can add music, you can add SoundCloud tracks, you can add calendars, you can add different types of checklists and events, you can add, different shopping things. There are so many different things you can do: pictures, checklists, art galleries. And then this is the portion where you can input files. So that's something that's really, really important whenever you are providing a class or a lesson or anything like that. It's really important for them to have PDFs and downloads. You can do it all right here. And at first, like, this is pretty basic. It has the setup already for the content, but you can add as much content as you want, right? This is amazing sauce. And I'm just going to click publish, right? don't know. I'm not going to click publish because then it's going to go on my website. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to my website and show you guys how the course looks, how it will perform, right? The basics. Once we head over to my website, we have courses and programs, right? This is our Guru 101 portal. This is what I was telling you guys about. So I'm logged in. So that's the reason that you can see this. But let's say I'm not logged in. And actually, that's what I'm going to, let me log out. Okay, so now I am logged out of my website, right? Hopefully it stays that way. So now that I am logged out of my website, this is the home page. And if we was to go straight to Guru 101, which is what we began working on at first, you will see that I cannot access Guru 101 content. Why? Because I have this blog post marked as private, which I'll show you guys in a second. And then I also have this next portal right here is for Guru 101. So Guru 101, the $9.99 membership, have access to this portal and this portal here. And then after that, this is when you upgrade to Cyn Doll TV Elite, and then you will have access to 1, 2, and 3. And then once you upgrade to Cyn Doll TV VIP, you have access to everything above you and everything below. All right. So once I go on here, because this is a private platform, you cannot have access to it the way that you have access to the rest of my website. For example, right? If we head over to my blog, when you head over to my blog page, you automatically have access to everything. Like everything automatically pops up for you, right? But then once you head over to a portion that is under Cyn Doll TV or that is under the Guru VIP, you will run into this portion. It will only give you a little bit, and then you'll scroll down and it'll say, hey, subscribe now. You can see this, but you're gonna have to subscribe. So that is how you have your own private platform. But now, once I go ahead and log in, right? Once I log into the portal, now I have access to all of this content. And this is the same exact thing that you can do over there on Patreon. So now that I am logged in, I have access to the entire blog post, everything that's in it, all of the PDFs, all of the downloads, everything that lives within this portal, I now have access to. Again, Guru 101, here we go. Again, before you can see it, but now that I am logged into the portal, just like the same type of thing that you can do on Patreon, now you can access all of this content. All of these are individual blog posts and things of that nature, right? And video and things of that nature that you can watch. There's so much freaking content here, okay? And just depending on what tier and what level you are on, you have access to that video content. And this is what I mean. Like, once again, yes, Patreon is cool, but owning your own content is cool too. So this is how the video portal looks. For example, I have a video coming on YouTube really soon about Olaplex 9, but over on Cyn Doll TV VIP, they already have the content. So yeah, you can see that I have a lot of different content. And then also, we also have content from YouTube that is on here. So you really can own your own platform. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. When you really, really sit there and do the work and pay attention, you can seriously control your own platform. You do not have to sign up for different sites like Patreon and things of that nature. It's not that Patreon is bad, but my thing is, it's only a matter of time before Patreon starts having the same type of rules and control that YouTube and other places do, because they own their own real estate. That is the same exact thing as you owning a house or renting a house. On Patreon, you are renting land, you guys. So it's super easy to set things up. Here is my website personally. So here are all 3 of the tiers and the portals that I have. This is the same exact type of tier system that you can set up on Patreon. It's the same thing. You list everything that you want them to have, right? Everything that each tier entails, everything that it comes with, what it includes, and all of that, right? And I always say you under promise and over deliver, because it's better to say, girl, I'm only gonna give you one thing a month, and then you in their inbox every week giving them new content. To me, that's 10 times better. It's always best to under promise and over deliver, right? So anywho, now we have these 3 different tier systems, and everyone has the option to start with a free trial. Now, my free trial is not 90 days, boo. It ain't 30 days, because I have so much freaking content on here. So it's super easy, you guys, for you to get your clients to sign up, because, or not for you to get your clients to sign up, but whatever type of content that you're providing, like for me, it's not just to see me smile and giggle. Like, I'm giving real life application that you can apply, like really teaching you the ins and outs. It's like having me as your own personal coach. Girl, I'm your friend, okay? Here, this is a group that is linked to my 7-day challenge. I'm going really fast because this is a group that people pay for, but this is a group that is linked to my 7-day challenge, right? So that is how everything looks when it's put together. If you were doing your own course or your own program, so the programs is another word for courses. It's the same exact thing as creating a course on Teachable, but you own all of the content, and the only money that you are splitting is with the credit card processing company. So I really, really hope that this makes sense, you guys. But really start looking into different things like Wix and stuff like that, because it's so freaking awesome. It's so amazing that everyone has this much control over their content and over the things that they are able to create. Lastly, I want to let you know that they also have an option to go live. You have the option to go live on your own personal website, right? And to me, this is something that is so freaking amazing, because most people are only able to go live on like YouTube or Instagram and their own personal platforms. But imagine if you put all of your time into building your email list, and you're doing everything that I've taught in Business Guru 101, which the video is coming really soon for that. Just imagine if you were putting all of that effort into your own website and your own email list, and you have everything here with 100% ownership of all of the content. Nobody sending you emails telling you that you breaking rules or anything, you guys. Like, you can own your own content on a website like Wix. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that WordPress and other websites like that have these capabilities as well. But let's hop back into me talking. If you are a social media influencer, looking to be one, I don't know if you are a coach for influencers, listen, this is how you maximize and own your own content. And real quick, if you want to join my membership, then you can go ahead and click the links in the description box below. And guess what? You get a 1-day free trial. So go ahead and just look through really quick. I'm not worried about it because I provide so much content. There's no way you can get through all of my content in 1 day, so I'm not worried about it. But go over there and you have a 1-day free trial, and you can go ahead and just look through and see everything that my membership tiers have to offer. And then you can join the one that you like the most. I don't know, it's completely up to you. But It is 100% mine, and I'm not sharing the space with anybody. This is online real estate that I own, because online it doesn't say www.patreon.com/Cyn Doll. It says www.cynsmith.guru. It's real estate that I own without using Patreon.